Welcome to a new episode of MIA Soul. And I am your host, Cynthia Saint Paul. And today we have a remarkable guest. Now, all our guests is special, but this one, she's family, a true proud rattler. And if you know anything about FAMU, you know they are the breathing ground, no debates. There are the breathing ground for pure Black excellence. Now, this guest have held many hats and mastered them all. And I'll name a few. She's a facilitator, a commentator, she's a teacher, an author, a historian, and now serving as the library regional manager for the African American Research and Cultural Center. Please help me welcome Dr. Tameka Hobbs.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm so happy to have you.
So good to be here, Rattler. You couldn't have said it
Yes.
better. Yes, breeding ground for excellence. Glad to represent.
Yes. So, I share with the audience a few of the great things that you have accomplished, and I want you to elaborate on that. I want you to tell them who you are. I want you to also share with them how you have discovered and dedicated so much of your work on telling untold stories about history and how you got involved in such a remarkable journey.
Sure. I'm just a little girl from Live Oak, Florida, trying to do some good in the world. As you mentioned, I was educated at Florida A&M University, received my master's and PhD in African American history from Florida State University, and have had the privilege of teaching on a number of campuses. But my work has always been focused at some level on what we call public history. Yes, there's the research aspect, but how do we translate that and make it available to the general public? So, from public history projects like brochures, Black Heritage Trails to museum exhibitions have all been a part of my career and my life. And so, I've been here at Arlic almost 3 years, and it's been wonderful, wonderful journey. And it's a wonderful community here in Broward, and it's so absolutely a privilege to serve and to be able to celebrate Black history and culture in nearly every way imaginable. And that's what happens here.
Nice, nice. So, throughout your work, you know, and discovering and telling untold stories about history, how do you personally navigate with balancing the painful truth and the hope for healing?
That's a great question. My research and publication, my book is Democracy Abroad, Lynching at Home, Racial Violence in Florida, focuses on lynching violence here in the state. And I really got interested in this because when I was at FAMU, my professors told me about a lynching of a 15-year-old boy that took place in 1944 in my hometown that I'd never heard of. His name was Willie James Howard, and he was forced to jump to his death into the depths of the Swanee River in front of his father, who was powerless to keep that event from happening, all because he allegedly wrote a love note to a white girl. And you can imagine, just in describing that story, the pain and the loss that's there. My research has been very, very heavy. I think at one point in my career was very focused on making sure that I did the research correctly. And so it was very much about doing the gathering, visiting the archives, reviewing the newspapers, conducting oral histories to make sure that the voice of our ancestors was recorded. I have found that I've had to take a step back from telling those stories because it does take a toll. I think 20 years of telling the stories of lynching, the brutality that's associated with it, compounded by the injustice, it just is quite a bit to bear. So I try to make sure that I take care of myself, take care of my psyche, make sure that I balance the stories that I'm telling with other joyful stories, making sure that I'm incorporating joy into my own life. There's so much complexity to the human experience, but most especially the African American experience. And so I think, again, being at a place like the African American Research Library and Cultural Center, we see a range of celebration of Black culture. And so it's really wonderful to be here.
Nice. Can you share with the audience anything in particular, anything that stood out to you that you think that would be impactful during this exhibition?
Absolutely. There's just so much to unpack in this exhibition to be sold. First, what our visitors are going to see are the actual reproductions of ads that were run in newspapers in the Charleston area advertising enslaved African Americans for sale. So we're grounding this in primary sources of history. So it's irrefutable, it's undeniable. But the brilliant thing about this show is the work of artist John W. Jones. Some people may remember him from the Color of Money exhibition, where he painted African Americans that were depicted on Confederate money, even though many people would say that the Civil War had nothing to do, the Confederacy had nothing to do with the Civil War. Or their slavery, you see it in real time, and so he made his name with those paintings. But in this exhibition to be sold, John Jones has outdone himself. He has humanized these individuals. He's imagined what they would look like. And more importantly, they are depicted performing the work that they are being sold for. I just, it's breathtaking. I have to say, it really makes you pause. It is something that is going to make you contemplate the impact of this system on all parties, the profit that's being made, the wealth that's being lost by the people who are being sold. The one that really stood out to me, and that was pointed out to me by Margaret Seidler, there's a painting called A Likely Girl based on an ad that used that language. And it shows a young girl standing at a kitchen counter. Looks like she's polishing silver. She maybe is 9 or 10 years old. And we know that she's being sold for her labor in the immediate sense. But what you have to appreciate is that as a Black girl who would eventually become a Black woman, that is not the only way that she would be of value to her owner. Her owner would expect what they called her increase, her children, and she could possibly be bred or encouraged to have as many children as she possibly could during her lifetime, because those new bodies, if you could phrase it that way, became profit for her owner. And so, in looking at this girl, we know a little bit about what her life might have been like, and it's incredibly disturbing to think about, but it's another harsh reality, that the reality of chattel slavery in this country was born in the bodies of Black women.
I'm muted. Wow. That's that's deep, you know. I see that when you look at these pictures, you go deep in your thinking, and I know it's probably because you have been in this arena or on this journey for a while. But the way that you just depict that just gave me, lost of words, because now I'm like, I don't ever think that when I observe pictures like from the past or even from slavery time, I never really look at more than that moment. And the way that you just described that, that was amazing. How do you think that this exhibition to be sold would impact the community as a whole?
Well, I hope that again, for all people, this year the Association of African American History and Culture, their theme for Black History Month and really the year is African Americans and labor. And so I think it was their intention to call forward things like what we're calling forward in this exhibition, to really think about the work that African Americans have performed in service to this nation and its wealth.
To be sold. If you haven't been watching, go back and watch it. Okay. Amazing, amazing conversation. A lot of, pressure points for me, even being lost for words, with what you've shared with me today. And it's gonna be an impactful event. I wanna ask you if there's one thing that the attendee or any attendee, anyone that has come to the exhibition or anyone that's thinking about coming, if there's one thing that they can leave with, what would you want that one thing to be?
Um, I would like to see people leave the African American Research Library and Cultural Center after seeing this exhibition to be sold with a sense of gratitude. The only reason that those of us of African descent are here, and it doesn't matter if you were in Florida or South Carolina or from Jamaica or Haiti, is because someone survived an experience like what is being depicted in this exhibition in the art of James W. Jones. And so to take a moment of reverence and respect and to really think about the journey of our ancestors and what it required for us to be here is what I really hope for.
Amazing, amazing, beautiful. Well, Dr. Hobbs, I want to thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure to be here and welcome. Welcome to
I'll see you.
Seoul. Congratulations to
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So,
You got it. You got it.
all right, guys, we're in deep in this conversation, but don't move. We'll be right back.
Join us 6 p.m. September 14th for a 50th anniversary celebration of the Marshall L. Davis African Heritage Cultural Arts Center at the Adrian Arts Center in Miami. Experience star-studded live performances and a preview of An Instrumental Start, a Model for the Nation, a powerful documentary about the center. One night only, 50 years in the making. Get your tickets now at artcenter.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
With culture.
Welcome to MIA Soul, and I am your host, Cynthia Saint Paul, and today we are celebrating 50 years of excellence and community impact through the works of the African Heritage Cultural and Arts Center, an institution that has shaped Miami's cultural landscape, inspired nations. Joining me is two incredible guests, Mr. Marshall L. Davis Sr., the Center Manager Director, and Mr. Theodore Braun, a composer, a producer, and filmmaker who have captured the story of the African Heritage Cultural Center in a powerful new documentary. Welcome to MIA Soul.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Pleasure to be
Mr.
here.
Davis and Mr. Braun. It's an honor to have you here celebrating 50 years of excellence. But before we get into this, I want to know more about who you are, the foundations, the legacy, and the inspiration for years. Because as of right now, I know, Mr. Davis, the center bears your name. What does this honor means to you personally and professionally?
Well, I think the honor is because of the work that's been done here at the center, and that's the most significant thing. It's nice to have my name there because I designed the program. And one of the things I hope that the program will continue in the concept that we have in making sure that the arts is utilized in a way that's very beneficial to the people that it serves. So art has a way of transforming our lives. We can't think about anything in our life that we can do that's not in some way artistic, even though we're speaking here today. It's an art of speaking. So the center hopes to empower people through the arts to show them that they can be a more creative person, a more productive person. They can transform their lives and transform other lives through the skills they learn and the creative approach they take to life.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. Mr. Braun, you spent time capturing Mr. Davis' story and the center's history. What drew you to this project, and why is it important to tell the story now?
Meeting Mr. Davis and everyone at the Cultural Arts Center was such an organic moment, introduced actually through the mayor of Miami, Daniela Levine Cava, through an initiative inspiring the community to come together and throw ideas at the wall, all involving childhood development and childhood impact. My group, the Redland Banyan, um, we came together. We first met Mr. Davis, um, and just saw the impact and the work and the art, from these students ranging from 5 years old to 15, 16 years old. And we just became curious. We started coming up with ways to support that process, through supplying of instruments. This is where the name Instrumental Start came from, which started as a program to put more instruments in students' hands.
So if I can contribute some points to what Theo just said, Theo came to the center one day with a very important person, and they wanted to give away instruments to students, instruments that they would have for life. And I thought that was a marvelous idea that someone would say that they wanted to impact the community in that manner. And what I added to that was, well, let's not only give them an instrument, but let's give them an opportunity to develop their skills so they can play that instrument. And we would give them a scholarship to continue the learning here at the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. And that became a wonderful way to actually acknowledge these kids for their work, for their accomplishment, for increasing their understanding of music. When you do music, you're doing math. They don't know that, but it's a fun way to learn math. So they came with this gracious offer to say that we're going to give, I think it was in the beginning, 5 kids an instrument to play. When I told them about the construct that I wanted to have, where they actually come for the summer, and we'll pick out the kids that show skills and interests, they said, well, if you're going to do it that way, let's give 15 kids an instrument. So now, for the next few years, we'll be able to provide students with their own instruments and having also the ability to learn the skills to improve themselves with that instrument.
So do you guys still have is this an ongoing process? How does that happen? Are you guys seeing the same teaching the same students, or is just a program where new students can come in at any time? Is it like they have to apply? How is the structure of the program?
So it's been going on now for about 2 years. So that means 30 kids now have their own instruments that they can play themselves. And so we got 3 more years to go. So each year we pick out new kids to get an instrument. We don't give the same ones. They already have an instrument. So we try to increase the scope of the program by each year adding on additional students, enhancing those skills, and not only teaching them how to play, but give them opportunities to perform once they learn how to play. So Theo's a musician himself, and he sometimes come by and help out with the kids. And we have other organizations that come by and give mentoring services for the kids as well.
Nice.
Yeah. And what really helped inspire that path and help bring color to the whole process was, while my background's in music, I learned that, it's more than just music, it's art, it's culture, it's community. And one of the things that's amazing about Mr. Davis's program is his multidisciplinary approach. So while when you come in, you learn an instrument, you pick it up, you learn how to read music, but those skills transfer their way into fine arts, visual arts, theater, stagecraft, videography, because it's all the same. It's all the same skills. It's all the same thought process. And so once they go through the program, they're there, after school, they're there in the summers. I've seen over the course of this process, students grow up and completely change and become better human beings, more well-rounded, and it's an amazing process.
We didn't have to train Theo, but we do have to train the kids that are in our program, and we're so happy to do so, and we're happy to have him and Red Banyan Tree to assist us and support us in this endeavor, not only by creating this documentary, I think is going to be outstanding, but also taking this challenge of making sure that kids that have not do have the opportunity to improve themselves in the means that they are able to do so.
I think the work that you guys are doing is amazing. I think I'm not going to say I think, I know I'm one of the kids that grew up in Miami, near Design District before it was a Design District. So, we had people would come around the neighborhood that would, teach us life skills or just bring us, to the clubs, to strengthen our skills, show us crafts and things like that. And I grew up appreciating that. And that was one of the ways for me to be able to escape my environment at the time. So I know that the work that you guys doing, the kids are going to grow up one day and appreciate it. And of course, Mr. Davis, you've been doing this for a while now, and you have been able to see the fruit of your labor. So I want to commend you guys for doing the work and to continue doing the work. So, what you guys have heard here, I'm talking to the audience right now, what you guys have heard here has set the stage for everything else that we're about to explore today. After the break, we'll look in how have 15 years shaped Miami and inspired nations. We'll be back.
Join us 6 p.m. September 14th for a 50th anniversary celebration of the Marshall L. Davis African Heritage Cultural Arts Center at the Adrian Arts Center in Miami. Experience star-studded live performances and a preview of An Instrumental Start, a Model for the Nation, a powerful documentary about the center. One night only, 50 years in the making. Get your tickets now at artscenter.com.
Miami-Dade is filled with dreams, talent, love. At the Children's Trust, we are dedicated to nurturing the potential of every child and family with hundreds of trust-funded programs. Find a program at thechildrenstrust.org.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
Culture.
Welcome back, and we're wrapping up our conversation with Mr. Marshall L. Davis, Sr., the Managing Director of the African Heritage Culture and Arts Center, and Mr. Theodore Braun, the producer, the filmmaker of this big event that's coming up on September 14th. Okay, we want to hear more about it. So September 14th event brings together film, music, live performance. What makes this event such a powerful way to celebrate the 50th anniversary?
For me, this film is powerful because it's showing what can be accomplished in the inner city community or any community with the right intentions.
Yeah, absolutely. This night is about two things. It's about honoring Mr. Davis, his legacy, his commitment, and showing Miami and the larger national community that what Mr. Davis has created is a formula that works, bringing together music, dance, art, featuring the performances by the New Deco Ensemble, by Robert Battle, by William Delisfort, into an interactive night and a special preview cut of the film An Instrumental Start, a Model for the Nation.
Okay. As you guys prepare for this big celebration, what excites you most about the future of the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center? Anyone?
The future of the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center, because of this film, is going to be very bright because of its past achievements. But one of the things that we never should do is never rest on our laurels. There's always more to be done. There's more to be achieved. We've done some stellar things, but there's always room to do greater things. And with people like Theodore and Michael and all the producers
Yeah.
that was part of this. We can make it happen.
Absolutely. We're here to capture and amplify the spirit of Mr. Davis and his teachings and inspire more communities across the nation to take this great approach and continue the arts development across the country.
Nice. So if each one of you had to describe the center's legacy in just one word, what would that be?
Transformation.
Okay, that's a good one.
Intention. Intention.
I love that. I love that. One word, but a lifetime of meaning. Mr. Marshall L. Davis and Mr. Theodore Braun, thank you for joining us and sharing your powerful reflection. Can you share with the audience where they can get more information on where to find you, where to find your program, how to be involved in the event that's coming up September 14th? How to buy tickets, whatever it is that you need. Can you share with the audience where can they find more information?
Absolutely. Find us September 14th at the Adrian Arsht Center here in downtown Miami. Tickets at arshcenter.org, featuring amazing performances. There you'll find a preview of the documentary, information about the center, tickets, and we hope to see you there.
I'll be there. You should be there. And thank you guys for joining me today. It was a pleasure. I learned so much, and I will see you at the event on September 14th.
And in the art classes, right?
Yes, yes, we're gonna talk about that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to thank you guys for joining in with us. Thank you for being here as we talk about the celebration of the 50th year anniversary of the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center that is happening on September 14th. Please go to the Adrian Arts Center where you can get more information on tickets or how to join. It's not an event that you want to miss. I am Cynthia Saint Paul, your host, and this is MIA Soul. Until next time, keep your soul fed and your spirit lifted.